Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of our Minecraft modded survival adventure, guys. Last episode we took a look at Tinker's tools and I guided you through how to make pretty much all the basic tools that you are going to want to make. We went from the sword to the excavator and everything in between, and it worked out really well. We set this bad boy up right here. We got ourselves some iron, some gold, and just a bunch of resources because we did an hour's mining session. And that brings me on to what I want to do in this episode and a couple of future plans that I've got for this series. So, first thing that I want to do is I want to build some sort of staircase going down here. I don't really want it to go straight down, so I'm thinking we'll probably go down a little bit, then across a little bit, then down some more. And then I want to put some farms out here, some irrigation farms out here. They're going to be pretty basic and pretty simple, but I want them going the whole way around the island. We're not going to put in every single one today. We're only going to put in the ones that I want, and I'm thinking we'll probably have, let's have a look at the resources that we've got available to us right now. I definitely want this industrial hemp grown. I think it would be good to have some cotton grown, maybe some barley and some wheat. So I think we'll probably just go at the beginning with just these four. I think that'd be really good. These four would work out brilliantly. So I'm just going to throw those in there so I remember which four I need. So I definitely want to get those farms up and running. We'll probably just put them on this side going across here. We may get rid of that island in the end and that one. I don't really want them. We take them down a little bit more. But for now, this will do. So that's sort of thing one that I want to get on board with. The staircase and this. That's thing one. Now, thing two is I want to actually make this look a bit more like a blacksmith. I'd like to put a little hut here that has these in them. Maybe a little shed over here. We may have to bring this out some, and we'll rectify this side as and when we do that. But for now, I just want to get these moved into some sort of hut. And I want to somewhat automate the production of this. So that's a bit of a task for today. But first of all, we're going to go over with what the future plans are for the series, what I'm kind of thinking of. Now, obviously, I want to put a nice city here. I think it'll look really nice to have a big, huge city going around this area here. And we're going to have a bit of a hamlet here, but I wanted to connect this hamlet up to over here. And I want to put a village here. This is going to be our starting village. This is going to house all of our starting farms because we are going to build a mob farm that is going to generate ridiculous amounts of bones, skeletons, and other mob drops at some point. And I'm just using this as an example. And obviously the big one that's going to generate tons is going to go here. But in the early game, we are going to need some resources. We are going to need an Enderman Farm. And I don't have the resources to build a big Enderman Farm that's going to generate thousands of Ender Pearls right off the bat. So we'll have to start with one that just generates Ender Pearls reasonably well. And I want to put them here, the farms that we kind of need to get started in this sort of area going up to where this is here. We may actually take out some of the land here to go ahead and allow this to be its own island. But that's kind of like what I'm thinking of for this sort of bit here is kind of what I want. Just a small little hamlet or village connected to this one. We're going to have a bridge going across here. And the main thing that I want to do in here and the main thing that I want to build it around is the Immersive Engineering power lines, which is a way to transfer power. So it's a cheap way to transfer power in the early game. It doesn't transfer a lot of power, but I think it'd be really nice to have that over here. And you can see over here, I've already started planning where the bridge is going to go. We've got a log on this side over here. And you can see that log right there. That's where it's going to go. And the log is here. This is on the same level. This is going to be the bridge. It's going to be quite a long bridge. But I don't know if we're going to get to that in this episode or in the next episode. I certainly would like to get to it sooner rather than later. But we'll have to see sort of where this goes and how this progresses. But first on my agenda is to go ahead and get myself the food situation sorted out and get those farms planted because, you know, I did some mining of trees, cutting down trees between episodes, got myself 22 apples. So I think we'll be all right for this episode, but I still really want to get this sorted out. So I think the first thing is to... So I got the resources I want to use. I'm thinking the mixture of andesite and cobblestone would be nice for the staircase. I was thinking wood, but I think we're just going to go ahead with andesite and cobblestone. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put some... Oop, that one's upside down. Just going to put some in place here to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what I'm thinking. And I have not done this accordingly to plan. But that's okay. That's okay. This is sort of what I'm thinking of. We go here like so. And then we've got something that's coming down here. Let's do that. We've got a staircase coming down like so. Now, I was going to use stone in here, but you can't make stone stairs. I need to make carpenter's blocks to make that, and then that's a whole ordeal longer that I don't really want to go down. So, I need to bring this out one more and move this across one more. But you can see the basic idea of what I'm going with this staircase. So, I'm going to get the rest of this put in place. So now that we've got some sort of staircase in place, I want to start working on the farmlands. Now, for these bits, I thought it'd be nice to just break up the grey and have some dirt in there. And we're going to have these same dirt paths running throughout the little sort of like starting area here. Now, what I want to do for when it comes to the, it's the farms, is I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up 3. Just here, we're going to go out just a little bit. Then when we get to about here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 9 by 9 area. So, 3, that'll make 5. Then this will be 7, and this will be 9. It doesn't look like I'm going to have quite enough. We're just going to nick 1 piece of dirt here, just so I've got enough to start the... Well, guys, I've got some of it in place. I wanted to bring you back to show you where I've added some pathways in here as well to bring us up to the house and to sort of connect our land. And this really helps me feel more immersed having this pathway here like this. I really love this pathway. And we've gone with a very simple generic farm. Now, what I'm trying to do with this is create a very basic starter island, something that you would expect to see within Minecraft, something very starter and very basic. And that's what I kind of like about this island. It's what the whole thing is supposed to be about. And I'm envisioning these farms going the whole way around. So we'd have these farms sort of all the way around, maybe going up to here, maybe coming down and around to here, maybe only on this side. I think that would look really cool, having these sort of all the way over there. I do like them. I think they look really, really cool. So let's zoom in a little bit more here. And I really, really like them. Now, I don't have enough crops to sort of populate this farm entirely, but we've got it somewhat going. So, the next thing that I want to do is I want to work on adding in another farm. Now, I've decided that the 2 over this side, we're going to have maybe that side. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we'll go with the next one here. I've decided this one is going to be potatoes. Now, we didn't include potatoes originally, but that's because I didn't have a potato. Now, I have a potato. I think I put a potato here. Yes, I killed a zombie during the night, and he dropped a potato. So, we have a potato now. But I think, actually, no. The next one that I'm going to work on is going to be the industrial hemp, because I do need this growing quickly. So, I'm going to get a couple more of these farms in place. Now that we've got 2 in place, it's starting to look a little bit more immersive, and I've gone ahead and I've continued the pathway all the way around here, so it does definitely feel immersive. I'm really, really kind of happy with this. Now, what I want to do is I want to continue this theme down and around here, but that means that we got to make a couple of changes to sort of this cliff face, and this mainly needs to go, and so does that. Even though that's not going to be in the way, I still don't like it there. So, we're going to get rid of this, we're going to get rid of that, and then we're going to add in a couple more of these. I may continue these down to about here. I don't know if I'm going to go to this part of the island yet, but I think that'll give us enough for the crops that I want. It may give us a couple of extra ones. But as I get more and more crops that I want to do, we'll do more. I'm thinking of maybe doing a diagonal one there, or I might extend this, or I might just chop this here. I'm undecided on what I want to do on this one. I kind of like this being on this pinnacle, though. So maybe we'll withdraw this back and add some, up here. Not sure yet. Anyway, I've got an island to chop down or 2, and a couple more of these to erect. Progress has been made. We've got, I think, 5 of these now. Yeah. And they look really, really cool out here. And this is starting to feel more immersive now we've got this pathway in place. There are still some things that I'd like to do. These ones I want to take all the way down, these sort of pillar ones. But I'm going to wait until I do the thingy there, because I don't know if I want to use bark blocks or do underneath here yet. But yeah, so over here we've got potatoes, which haven't grown yet. We've got, I think this one's barley. Then we've got ourselves some cotton, which I think has done. Nope, not yet. You can right click in modded Minecraft to pop things off. I'll try and show you with these. We should have some wheat that's done. Yes. There we go. The only trouble when you do it with wheat is you don't always get seeds, which is fine when you've got a full field. But when you try to populate a field, it takes some time. Then over here, we've got the Immersive Engineering crops, the industrial lamp. These ones we have to break, but we only have to break the top half of them. They only go to 2 tall. We don't need to break the bottom half. They'll regrow to 2 tall again. And then we get ourselves some of this industrial hemp fiber, which is something that we are going to need a little bit later on. Although for right now, this is perfectly fine. I kind of like the way this looks from up here. But there are some things that we need to do. So if we have a little look at the map, I was going to take this corner sort of like out and loop it around here. But I thought, actually, no, what I'll do is I'll bring this out here on a diagonal here. I thought that would look pretty cool. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll carry this pathway on and around the entire island. I don't know if I want to do it on the entire island or if I want to do it on this side yet. I think it looks really cool on one side, but it might look cool on all sides. Which also means we'll have something underneath the bridge. Now, there are a couple of things that we do need to do. We need to tackle this here. And I think I want to push this back a little bit. So I might tear this down and start erecting a new one. I've got a couple of ideas for what I want for this. But it's going to include some oak wood and maybe even some spruce wood, which I need to go find. There is some spruce trees just over there, so it's not too big of a deal. Now, first things first, though, is I need to fill this cliff face in here, sort of bring it around. I think just like on this line would be good. So this is the sort of shape that I'm going with. What we're going to do is we're going to have the smeltery right here, and we're going to have all of the other things back here. Now, back here, what we're going to do is we're going to take some spruce wood. We're going to just fill this in using spruce wood. I think it'd be nice. I don't know if I'm going to keep the spruce wood if I change this out to oak wood in the end. But for right now, it's going to look quite nice as spruce. I was about to say as oak then. Now, I've not decided what I want to do with this back end yet. I'm going to worry about this a little bit later on. For right now, I just want up here to look nice. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to grab ourselves some more spruce wood. And we're going to turn it into slabs. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take a lip around here. Like so. Just on the outside, a nice little lip. That's going to bring down and just hang over one. Like so. And I rather like that. That looks really, really nice. And this isn't everything that's going to happen. There's going to be a little bit more as well. But for right now, all we're going to do is we'll just take the lip. And I don't have the clearance to do it down there. Now, I had an issue when I was building this. And that was a creeper. Literally, I built this square thing here. A creeper blew up about in the middle. It took out almost all of it. There was like 3 blocks left. I've never had a creeper do that much damage. We was right next to it and took less than a heart's worth of damage. It's a strange one. It's kind of baffled me to some degree, if I'm honest. But, hey, that's that. Now, that's the first thing that we're going to do. Next thing is I really should have brought a crafting table with me. So we're just going to make one up. Then next, what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves some Spruce Stairs. I really don't think 16 is going to be enough. I don't know why I'm so worried about not having enough stairs. So what we're going to do is we'll just take these stairs. And what we're going to do is we'll pop them here like so. And what that's going to do is that's going to just create a little bit of a lip. And I think this will look rather nice. And then we're going to just go ahead and finish this first. Try and do a little bit of building on camera, because I know some people like to see the building process. Some, not so much. So, shall we just say here as well? Again, I'm not going to worry too much about the back end of this. I may put some sort of like lava generation there or something. I don't really like the way that goes. So I just think I'm just going to do a slab there. Yeah, I like that. That's much better, much better. So, that's what we've got so far. Now, what we need to do is we need to put the smeltery back together in here first. Because what I want to do, I need the smeltery for. So, I'm going to get that put together. So, it's together enough for right now. I've put most of the things over here. But I wanted to do some automation to this. And the automation that we're going to do at the moment is just going to be temporary. Actually, if I do a little bit of jiggery pokery, this might look somewhat better. So if we get rid of this right here, and I'm going to need another couple of hoppers. So we need hoppers and a redstone clock. Actually, we're going to need 2 redstone clocks. But it's not like I'm struggling for iron. Evidently, I am struggling for iron, but that's okay. We've got this iron right there, which isn't too bad. We go ahead and take this. Can I make chests out of this willow wood? Great. Brilliant. And then I want to make some hoppers. We'll make 4 hoppers just to make sure we've got enough. Like so. Oh, no. Don't change them over. There we go. We've got those 4 hoppers. And the next thing that I want to make up is this thing called a redstone clock. And I want 2 of these. And then we've got one final thing to make up. But I do need to get rid of some of these resources for the time being. The next thing that we need to make up is a lever. Now, I've made this many, many times in the past. I need some cobblestone as well. So if you've seen any of my previous series, you'll know exactly what I'm going for here. But I want to automate at least as much as we can this system. So, first thing we're going to worry about is collection. And that's where this particular chest comes in handy. This chest is That's not the chest. I could have sworn I clicked the chest. That chest is going to go right there. And we'll just grab some dirt for now. And we'll fill in underneath it with some dirt. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to run some hoppers into this. Now, you can use anything the moves items. I'm using hoppers simply because I think the look down here is going to look alright and pretty cool. So I'm happy with them. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our casting basin and put it on top of one of these hoppers. And our casting drain and put them on top of these hoppers. Then we're going to pop these on board. Next, I'm going to grab some seared brick. And I'm actually going to swap these over. Because seared brick is going to go above that one. That's fine. The hoppers are going to pick those up for us. That's okay. What I want is the basin here. And the basin there, the table there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this redstone clock. I'm going to pop them above both. I could have put it above there all along. Look, I didn't have to do that. I just wasted a lot of time. Then I'm going to take a redstone, no, not redstone torch, sorry, a redstone lever. And just put this on each one. What it allows me to do is turn these redstone clocks on and off. Now, I'm going to take the smeltery and I'm going to just throw in some cobblestone. Why throw in cobblestone? What does cobblestone do? Well, cobblestone will turn into seared stone. Now, we can use the ingot cast, which is in the pattern chest. We'll just we'll pop the pattern chest there. We can use the ingot cast to get the bricks out. Where's my ingot cast? I already had it on me. But I don't want to do that. I actually want seared stone instead of seared brick. So I'm going to let this smelt up. Now that we've got the seared stone smelted down, we can actually turn this on. What it's going to do is it's going to start pouring the seared stone into here and make us what's called seared stone, which looks a little bit like bedrock, but not quite like bedrock. And this I'm going to use to populate the upper side. And I'm going to go about 2 or 3 above this. So it's like a chimney sticking out. So I'm going to get that done. And when that's looking all nice and lovely, I'll be back with you. Well, we've got the smeltery in place. It took quite a while to get all the seared brick for this, but this is kind of the finished product of what I'm going for. I rather like this. I think this looks pretty good from this angle. Now, I did think about bringing the pathway over here, but I also want to add in some more buildings on here. But I'm not sure what buildings I want to add in just yet. So, I decided for now, this is just going to stay this way. This is perfectly good, but there are a couple of other things that I do want to add in. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this tank. I've decided I don't want that tank there anymore. We want the tank putting over on this side, I think would be the better place to stick it. We'll put it just here. And the reason for that is because I want to add something to this wall here. Now, Tinkers has something called drying racks, and I'm going to need some wood for this. We'll take some spruce wood just as it's easier to craft up, or easier to get a hold of. And that's where we take some slabs. We just put slabs across like this, and we get these. I think I'm only going to need 9, but we'll make a few, just to be on the safe side, just so we've got as many as we need. We're going to grab, we'll grab some rotten flesh. I think rotten flesh can be used for this. And this drying racks just allow us to create additional things. So if we get these like so, and we put them here like that, it actually looks pretty good, like it's holding the smeltery in place. I might do that on all sides just for the sake of it. It looks really good now. I'm thinking it would. I might make more of these up, but what we do is we right click something on it, and if this one does, yeah, this one is doing. As you can see, the dryness is going up, and this will turn into something else. I can't remember exactly what it turns into. It kind of varies from pack to pack. Some packs it turns into leather, other packs it turns into monster jerky. So we'll find out. I'm going to add these over here and wait for that to be done. Well, guys, it is now done, and it has turned into monster jerky, which means we can actually munch on this, although we've got the full hams at the minute, so we can't quite munch on it just yet. But either way, it's still a nice little feature to have. I went ahead and added them to this side. I haven't done the back end yet because getting around there is not an easy task at the moment. I think I'll just work on that one because I don't know if I want to just cover that up or not, that side. I'm really uncertain on what I want to do with that. I think I'll focus on it when I focus on this sort of cliff face here, because we are going to do some cliffs. I think it'll look really, really cool to have some cliffs here. And I'm going to also do some here. I'm not exactly certain on how I'm going to do them yet, but they could be fun to do for sure. The next thing that I want to do is add a little bit of variety to the paths we've got by creating this path block here. And what we could do with this is we could just add this. Ooh, let's just go in. Let's drop asleep real quick. get the morning into the night, or the night into the morning, should we say. Make sure that we're all ready for that day. Add some of this to the pathway just to make it look like stones are kicked up and make it look like an actual pathway. I don't want to add too much, but I think a fair few might help it in the long run. And again, this is mainly where I want to add it. And it just helps break up the brownness of the pathway. Make it look more like this is a pathway that's trodden on. We've got rocks and stuff moving onto it. Now, I have been thinking about what I'm going to do in the next episode. And there's a couple of things that I know I want to do in the near future. And I'm kind of undecided on which way to go first. So, we've got this cliff face. Obviously, this is something that I want to tackle. This cliff face on this particular side here. Because we've got this. This looks really, really cool. That's one thing that I want to tackle. The second thing that I want to tackle is our mines here. I'd like to have a proper, decent mine here where we can actually start mining. Because right now, there's just branches random down there. And it all just kind of looks horrible. But it has to have some storage drawers here where we can actually store the things that we get out of the mines. So that would be a good idea, which is definitely something that I want to work on. But also, I want to get a little bit more into immersive engineering. You see, there's a couple of things that we need from immersive engineering. We need the blast furnace and the coke oven. And if we have a look here, this requires us to go to the nether, which is a blast furnace, which we get right here. This is blast brick. We need these, which requires us to get some blaze powder, which that one isn't too bad. We don't desperately need that one. But the other one is the coke oven. And again, this one only requires clay, brick, and sandstone. So this one isn't too bad. But we need to go to the nether. Now, if we were to go to the nether, there is the drawer controller. There we are, the drawer controller, or the drawer controller, which is this one here. And this requires comparators, which requires nether quartz. And so, again, another good reason to go to the nether. Which means we need a... Oh, I did not. I've just pulled my headphones out. Well, that happened quickly, didn't it? But yeah, I think, guys, that is going to do it for this episode as I struggle to put in my headphone wire again. There we go. There we go. So, that is going to do it for this episode, guys. I'm really kind of happy with the progress that we've made today. We've done quite a bit. Got quite a bit done. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. So, if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel. I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, MrKCDavis, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.